Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrey Ryoo, and I'm a DevOps in Qameta Software. So now I'll show you how to deploy TestOps in Kubernetes. Actually, it's the easiest way to deploy TestOps. So let's continue. First thing we have to do is go to our repo, which is in Qameta Allure TestOps deployment. So what we do now? First, we have to clone the repo. I've already done this, and so I do understand that you want to deploy your own TestOps, and what you have to do is copy the settings first. Well, what we have here we have the default settings. Well, it has some documentation in it, but let me show you how to work with it. Okay, first thing we do is create the values file. I've done values demo, and what you can do the values production. Okay, what we do next? First thing we want is the version. This version is not the last, so let's change this. Then let's copy the username and password for admin user, so we can change admin to no pass. It can be any pass you want. So what is good about Helm? You can pass any value overriding this variable. I'll show you later how to do this. Then what we do? We have container security context. If you are using Kubernetes, you can just skip this part of video. Okay, this is container security context. If you are using Kubernetes, you don't have to do anything with this. But if you are running on OpenShift, you have to change the run as user. Because OpenShift requires a bit different user for like this. So we have Kubernetes and we're skipping this. Okay, so what we do next is we copying hosts. It's actually the place, it's the DNS entry which our site will be available in. So it's going to be demo TestOps.qameta space. Okay, it's done. So the most important thing here is registry, because you cannot just download TestOps free. You have to ask our team for registry credentials. So what we do here is we state registry, making it enable true. Then our repo is going to be not docker.io, but it is dl Qameta.io. That's done. So the name is going to be Docker, because it's the name of the slug, or the name of the repo in our Artifactory. Then we just leave this as is, and also we're leaving this because it's not secure to set these credentials here. Okay, then go the strategy. It's usually good to start with, but if you have some any requirements from your DevOps specialist, so just bear in mind you can change it. Okay, external secrets enable true, so we're just leaving it here. Well, network, it's important. What we do here? We have ingress, Istio, and road supported in this deployment. What's the difference? You should ask your DevOps which network controller do you use. Well, mostly it's ingress, but we use Istio. Service mesh, So I'm going to use istio here. So it is enabled true. Then we do nothing here. Then we have to set the TLS options because we want to expose it in HTTPS. Okay, it should be enabled. So this deployment supports a set manager, but as we have the ready certificate, we're not using set manager. We just state our TLS certificate. So it should be Qameta.space because we use the Cloudflare end-to-end certificates. Okay, it's done. So we do nothing with Redis because, well, we don't have to get it outside. I mean, outside the cluster. So we can easily use the Redis supplied with Allure, and everything's going to be fine. Okay, then we have to state our rabbit. As I said before, we have prepared databases, Rabbit, and S3 storage. So we are going to state this here. So it should be enabled false. In this way, Helm is not going to download RabbitMQ from repository. And we use the external one. So in this way, we have to state the host. It should be mq.qameta space. Yeah, it's done. Then we use default port. So we need the auth section, definitely. So the username is TestOps. And password. I'm going to copy it from my 1Password. Okay, here comes MQ. Okay, it's Rabbit is done. Let's get to Postgre. Okay, it should be enabled false also, because we are using the external one. Okay, so we're not touching these because this is settings for built-in Postgres. If we have it enabled false, so it means we are not using the built-in Postgre and we are using the external one. So let's get the external section. Okay, so UAA host is the same as report host. So it is db.qameta.space. Report host is going to be the same because we have one Postgres instance with two databases. Okay, so we have the UA database name, so we are not changing anything and not overriding. UA password. This thing we should change. Yeah, here it is. And we also need report password. Yeah, let's copy. Okay, we've done with Postgres. Then goes the file system. Okay, what we have here, we're using external S3. So what we do here is we're doing the fs for file system, then goes S3. Here goes the endpoint. It's S3 Qameta space. Well, and we also need to state the protocol HTTPS. So this one should be fine. Bucket is Allure TestOps, and region is Qameta 0. Okay, it's done, and we also need to state the access key and secret key. I'm also going to my secret manager. That's done. That's also done. That's done. So if you have the AWS, you can get an advantage using the Amazon STS. That means Amazon is capable for injecting all secrets by role. So what you do, you create the role in AWS, and you just attach this role here. It will be attached to a service account, and after it just works. Don't ask me how. Okay. So, looks like there is nothing else we should state, because we're not going to use the OpenID or LDAP. Okay, and so let's start to launch it. Okay, what we do is, we have already created the namespace where we are going to deploy our TestOps. The namespace is called demo. What we do now, we do helm double minus kubeconfig, because well, I'm using self-hosted Kubernetes, so I have the config file for it. So I'm going just to leave the link to it. It's in downloads. Oh, sorry, downloads and primary kubeconfig. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong one. Yeah, Qameta 1. So then I state the namespace demo, and then I write upgrade. I'll call our deployment TestOps, and then I'm stating the path to our Helm chart. It's in charts, Allure TestOps. Then I'm giving the flag install. It's done. Also, I'm giving the flag atomic. Well, what does this flag do? If something goes wrong, it's just going to roll back, and so you don't have to clean the namespace because something gone wrong. And then I'm giving the flag for our values demo. And so let's go. Oh, sorry. Well, I also forgot to provide the credentials. So it should be double minus set. So it is registry dot auth username. It is Artifactory SA and password should be Artifactory pass. And let's go. We can see how it's going in Lens by Mirantis. Okay, and let's start our deployment. And so we see it's starting. It takes some time. So we see everything is almost green. We just need to wait until all the health checks are up and online. Yeah, everything's online, so let's open it in browser. And here we are. It's up and running. Thanks for watching.